End of the day, I think, Blacklist don't even need to fight. They can just split push.
They could literally just split push here with the Marco Polo. It could be a point of contention here for the side of Blacklist, but scary thing is here for Twisted Minds. If they lose this next game, they are out.
That's a nightmare that you do not want to be thinking here when you are at a 3-2 scoreline here. Everything is on the line here for Twisted Minds. They need to win this game if they want to fight for the ultimate battle. But for Blacklist International fans, they are happy they are in this position here as they take on the final point. Only time will tell if they can break through the lower brackets.
Speaking of breaking through, it could be breaking point here for the side of Blacklist International. Or is Twisted Minds going to upset the wind?
Yeah, this one is a tight one, and because this is my favorite matchup in the mid lane, Nua against Gun and Mo, we see who's the better long-range artillery here.
That's it. Who can outpoke who could be the potential of this matchup into the mid lane, and already 90 not having a good matchup here. We are seeing a little bit of a rotation to give a bit of an edge onto the Byron here.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter for the side of Champion 1, right? He can wave here really quickly. I mean, same thing for the side of 90 as well.
Yeah.
But right now, the trade-off is rotational speeds.
Oh, absolutely. Rotational speeds, putting the pressure onto either of these two teams, maybe taking a few of these camps left, right, and center. But you're already seeing here, Ilang onto this Nua. He's looking just to make sure and buddy up with Shanks here.
I think right now it's just a race and effectiveness of level 4s, right? So on the side of Blacklist, you're looking at Dragon. Does he get like the freshly forged couple blades combination onto the appropriate target?
Ooh, speaking of appropriate target there, we see 90 being quite appropriate, getting hit by the Better Farewells and getting hit by the Splendid Revolver.
Yeah, this is the concern, right? Sagi was talking about this earlier in this part of the fight. Same thing from you, and here we go, potential first blood.
Not quite, not quite. I don't feel like that would be the case here. Champion 1 tries to go for a bit of engage. Maybe just trying to bait him into that turret, but he didn't want to use that flash.
Yeah, I mean, the pullback is so insane from the whatevers as well. We'll see what kind of game plan they have on the side of Twisted Minds. Because Champion 1, I mean, he's a clash leader. He's so used to this 1v1, he doesn't really care.
Oh, the Splendid Revolver and the Prima Barrage being used here.
Hey!
The pickoff onto the side of Twisted Minds. Gets a double kill. It's going to be Golden Kite. This will be a dream from him if he gets out, but he doesn't. It's going to be the push, poke, and prod from the Nua, but now the belligerence comes through. Kill to Just Chi.
And even a solo kill onto Shanks as well. This is a 4-1 kill score. Rotations are coming in from the side of Blacklist International. And Twisted Minds, they have done the response, but they're trailing by 1,000 gold at a 2-minute mark.
Exactly. They were like, guys, we got clean locked in here. We have the Nua top side of the map. That means it's go for Chammy to get the knockdown onto Shanks there. So hopefully we get to see that or instant replay to see how he fell in the bot side of the map there, but this is again another Blacklist early game.
It's the biggest trade because at this point, look at Champion 1. He did expand that flash, but so did Shanks. But Hailang is the main thing. He used his flash, still got taken out. 90 used his flash, also got taken out. So everything in deficit to the side of Twisted Minds.
I mean, they both should be up still, obviously, when the neutral objective comes up, right? So maybe that's a little bit of a saving grace here for the side of Twisted Minds, that could be the potential clause for that trade. But trailing behind by around about 1k gold is going to be Twisted Minds right now.
Yeah, not the ideal situation for them, but they can definitely turn that around. This falls, this responsibility is on the City Boy. This responsibility is on the Clean as well. They need to land those skills. They need to get the anti-heal.
They do. City Boy and Clean with a fast rotation top side of the map here, just trying to make sure they're able to kind of curb the Golden Kite, or maybe even take the wind out of the sail.
Yeah, Golden Kite has really impressed me so far. Same with Shanks as well, right? But right now, putting up 1v1, it looks like Golden Kite is shining a little bit brighter than Shanks.
So far, shining bright here like a diamond is going to be Blacklist Golden Kite for now. But now we are just seeing that Twisted Minds are like, okay, guys, we know we're behind in gold. We need to make sure we get resources, not kills.
Yeah, and this is a very important part, right? Getting the wave clear is very important because it allows you to rotate the map a little faster. And also, right now, 4-minute mark, I feel like the teams will actually be looking not for the Tyrant, but for pickoffs right before that scenario.
Potentially, yeah, but obviously we are seeing that rotation down bot side of the map here for Golden Kite. He's going for a little bit of that pressure into that farm lane, but there it is, using those creation blocks, keeping Hailang alive for now. Can they get the steal? There's so much here. He tries to get the annihilation, but it fails.
Just a little shy at this point. Timing, I mean, by about a second. And Twisted Minds, this has been the story so far. They're missing out by literally a second.
Exactly. Second moment there, this should be the suppression, but it's going to be the lockdown onto Golden Kite, which is a good A good decision here for the side of Twisted Minds.
Great shutdown. This is what we want of Twisted Minds as well. To be able to buy time for them, slow down Golden Kite, this is exactly what they need. But with that being said, you know, I am a little greedier. I want more from Twisted Minds.
Oh, they need to keep putting the ante up, right? They need to keep putting this pressure onto the side of Blacklist. If not, they will falter, unfortunately, for the side of Twisted Minds. But you can already see two big minion waves crashing into these side lanes. May be the saving grace here for Twisted Minds.
I mean, we talked about their early portion, right? This is where 90...
Oh, okay. Speaking of early portions, there might be an early portion onto the plates of Blacklist here. 90 looking pretty low, using that Destiny counter just to force away 90.
But look at what's the cause!
Oh, the couple blades! Missed ever so slightly, just off the mark. There is no bullseye for Blacklist.
Yeah, a little bit shy, but it doesn't matter because Blacklist, they have achieved wins elsewhere. Look at what Golden Kite has been doing. He's pushing the T1 at the top for free. Right now, they're putting pressure in the mid lane as well. Twisted Minds, they need to do a lot more here.
A lot more, but that emergence is definitely going to drive them away, as well as that Skyfall for the side of Twisted Minds. Clean, but like you were saying there, can they trade T1 top side of the map here? But they're able to save T1 down bot side just by the lickety-split.
He's not even going to fight. Golden Kite is just going to split push this entire game, and only when the chance is golden does he go in.
Oh, speaking of golden, we're not getting Golden Kite. He's going to Fever Barrage. A stun misses, but they are able to drive him away from that T1. But still, for the side of Twisted Minds, they keep him alive. They get rid of that flash from 90.
And this is why Twisted Minds is so scary. You can put them in a very difficult situation, but they'll worm their way out. 90, what an escape from that T1 attempt.
Yep, now twist and turn, that is going to be Twisted Minds' MO in this one, as they are playing on the back foot right now by around about a 1.5k gold deficit for their team. They have some kills onto the board, but they don't have any objectives just yet.
But still, even with that, Clean does have a 1,000 gold lead against Joshi. So that right now is the win condition for Twisted Minds. If Clean can out-tank and, you know, have the follow-up, they could potentially turn this whole thing around.
Potentially here, outgank the Shank here, but it's going to be that emergence come through with that Storm Strike as well, using the Heartlink to get out alive. Dodge that Annihilation, that could have been scary, but even scarier is the true damage potentially coming through here onto Clean, but they open up the bot side of the map here, so they came what they got is Twisted Minds.
Yep, great job so far. They do recover a little bit of map control here with the T1 being taken down at the bottom. Right now, it's 1-to-1 in terms of turret takes, but in terms of EXP, it is going in the hands of Blacklist International.
Yeah, still at this moment in time, the gold is literally neck and neck. Obviously, right about a 1k gold lead being kept here by the side of Blacklist, but could be upset at any moment of time here for the side of Twisted Minds.
Actually, you know what? The EXP is in the hands of Twisted Minds. Clean is level 11.
Oh, yeah.
He is way ahead. Now, with that being said, he does have 2 kills to his name, already has the Blazing Cape, so he's going to have anti-heal upon anti-heal with the first skill as well.
Exactly. I mean, we might need to see some anti-heal come through here for the side of Blacklist International as well, right? Obviously, just kind of chip away, get that Burning Cape for themselves, Blazing Cape for the Belligerents pick for just
I mean, Joshi at this point, I think he's just meant to be the sponge, right? Like you said, I think the Blazing Cape is a great item for him. But at this point, I think the more important item has to come from Golden Kite.
Yeah.
When is he going to get that Frigid Charge? A stock standard item for the Marco Polo, and it also aids in his ultimate.
Potentially here, but I mean, right now, Clean just looking to put pressure onto the side of Blacklist, this jungle, and he's able to get that. Actually, I believe it went to Golden Kite there, but now at the same time, we get Just G caught into the back line here. But maybe, just maybe, it's going to be the opening here for 90, but 90 gets caught into the traps. The sustainability comes through, but he gets taken down by Golden Kite.
Yeah, that's a big start for the fight. It's going to be a 4v5. They're pretty low on the side of Blacklist International, but the fight is not too much over yet. A little bit more map control. They deal with the mid T1 wave. Twisted Minds, they've done well, but they need to do a little bit more because Blacklist, if you don't stop them now, they will decode you.
Exactly, especially with that Tyrant take if they decide to go for it here, right? We can see that Just Chi is looking for that prime unruly blade into the back line there, just to try and upset the flow of Twisted Minds, but at the same time, Chami go for the T1 takedown.
Beautiful start. Now, this is going to be great if Twisted Minds don't make a trade, but Twisted Minds, you know about what is happening here. So Blacklist, actually, they send 2 members up top. Golden Kite as well as Chaz. They're going to limit the amount of structural damage by the side of Twisted Minds, and they also get this 9-minute Tyrant. So Blacklist, very much in control here.
Very much in control. They could then decide to go for the Shadow Tyrant, and they're at 40 seconds time as well, but right now,
it's difficult. Golden Kite, he forgoes the frigid charge. Actually goes for the Daybreaker. He is using his stun as a gamble. He is waiting on that to be the winning formula for Blacklist.
Hey, maybe it's Golden Kite you want to take to the casino, right? I mean, if he's taking this gamble and it pays off big, it means that Blacklist International do make it into the top 4, which is history in the making.
Yes, I mean, you talked about it. We have to do things differently, right?
Yes.
If you're doing the same things and expecting the same different results, then yeah, that is insanity. And right now, it doesn't look like insanity is the case. This is clarity for the side of Blacklist International.
Yes, maybe a little bit of post-clarity here for the side of Blacklist International coming through at this moment in time, but that's going to be a contention for the neutral objectives. Looking to go for the Shadow Overlord. It's going to be the side of Twisted Minds, but could there be a steal on their hands? The answer is no.
No, didn't make it fast enough. If Dragon was there, I think they could have gotten a steal. Unfortunately, he was just a tad bit shy in terms of distance. Now, Twisted Minds, they have a saving grace in the Shadow Overlord. This is going to help them limit and negate a little bit of map pressure. But 90, he knows they're all here.
He's in the wing. He's like, you know what? Do I go for the strike here or do I let them show themselves first? But it's going to be Highland getting the brunt of that win slash.
Yep, that was a little too close to a comfort for the PKO fans there. And right now, they deal with it. Look, it disappeared. And that was a Shadow Overlord, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. It got rinsed down there, unfortunately, for the side of Twisted Minds. They were really open for a little bit more of tit-for-tat between those teams and that Shadow Vanguard. But they do have to clean up these side lanes. If they don't, this could be the pressure that is irreplaceable for the side of Blacklist.
That's true. Your members will get respawned, but your turret does not. Now, with that being said, you can take a look at Dragon and Golden Kite, right? They are the two main win conditions at this point. Golden Kite, we're looking for it. He already has the Daybreaker, finally going for the frigid charge. But you're going up against Shanks, who has not been caught out too many times in this game.
He hasn't. He's actually been flying under the radar, but I mean, if you look at the access into the backline, you're really just hoping Just Chi gets a pick up there, but that's going to be the damage onto Shanks. He has to be careful.
Yeah, man. Right now, I mean, every time I look at Shanks, immediately I dart the Dragon. Where is Dragon? Does he get the couple plates down?
He's going to try his best, right? Obviously, seen there, just chucking him at 90, just trying to whittle down his health before going into this team fight. But that T1 is looking like it's going to fall here, thanks to that Spritelin and thanks to Golden Kite under the Marco Polo. Just get a little bit of damage. They keep it alive, however, it's literally on its knife's edge.
Yeah. I think it doesn't really matter at this point, right? It's all about Twisted Minds. Can they get the response in terms of damage against this T1 in the mid for Blacklist International? If they can't, it's going to be a world's hurt coming in for the side of Twisted Minds.
Speaking of world's hurt, it's going to be a bit of hurt going on to Clean here as well, using the Unruly Blade into the backline just to try and force away both Shanks' positioning there and actually forcing out the flash.
Yes, that's going to be a very big win for the side of Blacklist International. But for now, they have kept that goal deficit at bay. It is still 2,000+ at this point, 2,500 in advantage to the side of Blacklist. One more hit will do it, and it is done. Blacklist have got it at T1 in the mid. Twisted Minds, what else can they do here?
Twisted Minds, they just need to make sure, I think putting the pressure into these side lanes is probably going to be their MO if they're trying to sort of make sure that they're driving away the attention of Blacklist International, because right now there's no attention being separated here.
Yeah, and you know what? There is a little bit of a silver lining. Shanks, he is actually keeping pace with Golden Kite here. Yeah. He is about, what, 300 gold lesser than the side of Golden Kite, which is kind of surprising.
Oh yeah, definitely very surprising here for the side of these two teams. I mean, definitely Shanks keeping up the pace here, going for the Bloodsweeper as well, giving him a little bit of sustain going into this latter part of this game, but that frigid charge has been built. We're going to get that double stun come from Golden Kite, looking to build that Succubus Cloak.
Yeah, I mean, at this point of time, look, I think Blacklist, if they don't finish this here, Twisted Minds can take this.
They could potentially here, but they're all focusing 90. 90 is going to be the dream catch here for this team, right? Obviously, their front line really consists of 90 and Clean. Once that disappears, their back line is fully open.
Yeah, but they're so hard to take down. Clean, one of the toughest people to take down in this game as a player, and he's on Nerta, one of the hardest heroes to take down as well. And paired it up with a Byron, 90, who has been spectacular so far. Yeah. We'll see if that's going to be the difference maker here.
Potentially, but we do have the second bout of the Shadow objectives come through now for both of these two teams. We're in the 14-minute mark. Blacklist are on game point if they just compose this last part of the fight.
Yeah, they can take this series. All it takes is one more step. If you have just joined us, it's 3-2. It is Blacklist International. Your #1 seed from PKL representing the pride of the nation, trying to extend their journey in the lower brackets of KIC2025.
Exactly. The scariest thing is that Twisted Minds got here by beating teams from obviously the WKS as well as the KME. So really showing that they're not just an easy target. This is one of the big titans you have to slay, obviously to beat it at the KPL. But it's at the same time, Shanks steals away the Overlord.
Yeah, that's going to be a very important marker for this side of Twisted Minds. But right now, the T2s are the ones under pressure here. If they can get some damage onto the side of T2s, Blacklist International might have just found the chink in the armor here.
Yeah, they're looking to obviously just splinter away any kind of resources here for the side of Twisted Minds. They take away the Azure Golem. They're like, hey, yes, you get the Overlord, but we're going to take away that rightful blue buff here. But now we see the Storm Mace trying to lead the charge here, the swing in the Mace.
Yep. 90 needs to be that big mark of success. He needs to be the cornerstone, right? Twisted Minds, they're banking that 90 and clean, get the tank through, they soak the damage so that the rest of the members like HIGHLIGTS, like Shanks, can deal the finishing blow.
Yeah, as soon as Just She falls, Chemi1 falls, that's it. It's pretty much all she wrote for the side of Blacklist International. But look at the top side of the map there. The Vanguard is pushing that T2. So really, that pressure we were talking about moments ago is now coming to fruition here for the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be very patient. If I'm Twisted Minds, I'm not bothered at all. At this point, slowly win the map. For every single Shadow Overlord we take one more turret. And by the time you realize it, your T3s are gone on the side of Blacklist International.
I mean, by the time you realize it, the Tempest Dragon might be up, right? I mean, 16 minutes right now, 4 minutes left onto the Gorge before that Tempest Dragon, who has not reared its ugly head just yet, could come through.
Yeah, this will be the longest 4 minutes for the side of Twisted Minds because they want to drag this game. And for Blacklist, 4 minutes is not enough, but we may get the setup of a lifetime over here.
Obviously, the void staff being built here for Dragon onto this Ganamo's really going to put some pain onto that unclean and 90. He's now going to start shredding with an armor pen.
Yeah, this is really scary. Now, City Boy, he has had this Howling Wind. Okay, they're looking, searching.
Oh, there it is. The Howling Wind does get used here. Maybe trying to go for a big speed, a big boost engage, but taking the wind out of the sails is going to be Blacklist International. Just She there, just kind of being the removable force within this battle.
They're going to be set up now. It's going to be 1-to-1. I mean, it's square one for this side. Clean, he gets some free damage on the Joshi. The poking game actually is looking pretty decent from both ends.
Oh, absolutely. They're just looking to throw any kind of objective, any kind of skill at you and try and damage your front line, which if they are able to successfully do that and get a solid team fight here on the side of Twisted Minds, this could all turn 7 for Blacklist.
I mean, I would argue the same point. They're going in. They're going to try. 90 is a bit tanky on this point. Now, the true target was the T2. Brilliantly done by the side of Blacklist International. But Twisted Minds, you know they are on the tails of Blacklist International.
Exactly. I mean, definitely the opening up at T2 there was what they were looking for. They didn't try and go for the engage until that minion wave was coming through. But look at top side of the map as well. We're looking for that pressure, but 90 is looking for that flank. But Chami is like, I've got checkmate here. I found 90. You try and get this T2. Let's try and get a team fight. They get it. The Unruly Blade into the backline. Oh, the wind slash connects. Clean taking too much damage, but now it's going to be another one. The access into the backline is going to be Chami1. We're not going to get anybody falling right now on either teams. The tension is high, but the T2 falls.
Yeah, I love this. Both teams knowing the extent of their strength, but it's Blacklist who walk away with the W because they got that T2 in the middle as well. The map is looking very dark.
It's looking very dark, even darker when you have the night. It is dawn for Twisted Minds.
And right now, Blacklist, this is what they wanted. One more bait. The Howling Wind is going to be used. They want to try and funnel for the steal, but it's a 4v5. Blacklist, this is an opening that they are very comfortable with.
Yeah, you don't want to take that handicap just yet if you are Twisted Minds. You are lost out on one of your true key initiators, which is going to be 90 on that Byron. You've still got 20 seconds until that lifeline's back up.
Oh, history is being made here. They have taken the Shadow Overlord. This is the last line of defense for Twisted Minds. T3s are the only thing standing in between Blacklist and history at this point.
And the problem is as well, if they have this Overlord and they survive it onto the side of Twisted Minds in about 1 minute time, we're going to get that Tempest, and this is going to be one of the longest minutes ever for Twisted Minds.
Yeah, 60 seconds to decide your fate. Only one team will rise out of this particular situation. Golden Kite already has the Sage's Sanctuary as well. We have the Splendor onto Dragon. Right now, it's all about making making sure that this T2 on the top falls, and then Blacklist will look like the start of a new dawn.
Start of a new dawn. Is it going to be the takedown of that T3 down bottom side of the map now? Top side of the map not looking like it's going to be that same kind of issue here.
Oi.
The annihilation completely off the mark. And now it's going to be the Vanguard that gets the opening here. But now they have to defend their base. Do Blacklist put the pressure on, or do they go for the Tempest? Just She is soaking a lot of the damage.
Yeah, stay patient. They got the catch.
They got the catch here.
Oh,
Chami won into the back line. He gets a takedown onto HIGHLIGHTS. It's now Clean, trying to make ends meet for the side of Twisted Minds.
Oh,
but the Fever Mirage, Golden Kite, Blacklist International. They make history. They make top 4, and they go through into the lower brackets.
Deeper depths of the KIC 2025. Welcome, Blacklist.